Okay, so introduction to cloud computing. What is cloud computing? So if you go on Google and find out what is cloud computing, you will see 100,000 response from different sources. So in a very simple line, I would say it's like a pool of services being offered by the vendors. So what is pool of services? It can be creating a virtual machine in the cloud, or it can be hosting your application on the virtual machine. You can also look for the storage and backup solutions based on your requirement. So these companies, the cloud providers, offering different type of services as per the customer's requirement. So it's like a pool of services being offered by the vendors. Storing and accessing data. So what happens? Few companies are accessing or storing the data as per the geolocations, but sometime when they are opening any new company or branch offices across different countries, so what happens? Installing and building the infrastructure, managing the services for them, like building the application, running the servers, installing it would be more difficult for them to run managed services for the even for the small branches. So the cloud providers also offering as per the geolocations, because they have multiple data centers across the world. So based on this the requirement, the customer requirement, the customer can go for a the services, or they can host the application as per the geolocation. So it can be accessible from for the local branch. Pay as you go. So in the legacy, when we are managing the infrastructure by own, so what happened? A lot of servers being upgraded, but it's still running in the infrastructure because of decommissioning process and other risk. So in the cloud solutions, these vendors are offering pay as you go. That means if you're creating a virtual machines and it's running only for a certain point of time, or it is only hosting applications, so these cloud services only offering based on the consumptions, or based on the services being availed. So some of the companies are only charging based on the minutes, and some of the companies are also charging based on the services being offered. So if you're availing the services from the cloud and only running applications for a certain point of time, and then you're decommissioning the server, you only need to pay as you go, and you only need to pay the usage of the services. The other thing is like it's secured. So if you talk about the compliance, risk, and the security, most of the vendors, they're managing their security solution as per their standard, and also they're customizing the security solution as per the customer requirement. So some of the vendors are enabling the security solutions based on the compliance of the customers, and then they're building the infrastructure as per the customer's needs. So it is more secured and more safe, keeping your data safe, and it is more accessible for the customer as per the requirement. So the cloud computing itself is just the name, but it's like a pool of services being offered by the vendor.